There was a man driving a Ferrari when he saw a helicopter above him, and he said, "I wish I had a helicopter. This way I wouldn't have to be stuck in traffic jams." Moments later, driving on the same road, a BMW sees the man driving the Ferrari and looks at it and says, "Now that's not a car. That's a piece of art. What would I give to be able to drive a car like that?" Later on the same road, a person driving a mid-size Ford sees the BMW and says, "What would I give to have a car like that, especially for the winter months?" And as you can imagine, there was another car driving on the same street and sees the Ford car and says, "Nice car. I bet it has air conditioner and is reliable, not like the piece of junk I drive that conks everywhere I go." Later, a person driving a bicycle sees the car that conks out everywhere and says, "What would I give to afford a car like that? This way I wouldn't have to get drenched every time it rains." Then a bystander walking by sees the man on the bicycle and says, "What would I give to afford a bicycle? This way I wouldn't have to walk so long each time I miss the bus." A boy looking from a balcony on a wheelchair sees the man walking and says, "I wonder why that person's so upset. What would I give to be able to walk like that?" The number one killer of happiness is our insistence on comparing what we have to what others have and wanting what they have. We are guilty of thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, but the reality is that no one knows what their life is like because you haven't walked in their shoes. You may think that that looks like an ideal life, but it may not be that at all. The best thing to combat this bad habit is gratitude. Gratitude is the only thing I know strong enough to combat that feeling of lack and wanting more. Because it is not until we learn to acknowledge and be grateful for what we have that we realize that our lives are already full. I once had a friend who seemed to have it all, and I wished for her life. Finally, we got to be close enough that I was able to spend a lot of time in her home and quickly realized that her life, although shiny on the outside, was dark and sad on the inside. She had no love or attention from her parents. She practically grew up with nannies. And the love and the connection and the warmth that I had in my home was all that she ever wished for. So each time you find yourself wishing to have what someone else has, remember this story. Be mindful of never wishing to have someone else's life. Love what you have. Love your loved ones and spend time watering your own grass, because if you do, then your grass will be just as green as the ones that you look at. And remember that every time you're looking at someone else's life, every time you're looking over someone else's fence and wishing to have their life, there's someone out there doing just the same and looking at your life and wishing to have what you have. So if you want to be happy, learn to acknowledge, appreciate, and give gratitude for what you already have. Thank you for watching and subscribing to my storytelling channel, and I will see you on the next episode of Conversations on the Heart.